Mirafit M3 FID flat incline decline bench. Ordered Friday, 7-day delivery, delivered Monday. Not too shabby. Right, I'm going to try and get the camera set up to do a little bit of a unboxing. See how we go. Okay, let's have a look what's in this first box. As you saw earlier, it did come in 2 boxes. When you order it, they do say that the boxes might not come together and that it's 7-day delivery. The boxes came together, which is nice, and they came in 1 working day effectively. I ordered it Friday, today's Monday, and it was delivered around lunchtime. So lots of tape. It's got these nice sturdy angled corner protectors like that. They're very robust. It's got that on both top corners. Plenty of tape around, and it looks like it's then basically a box with a lid. Lots of tape. Making sure I keep the knife away from my nice new flooring. Cool. So, as you can see, that's the seat pad, which looks nice. And then we've got a bundle of very heavy, very heavy things there, which I'm going to pull out individually as well. I'm on my knees, can't get a proper grip. So various bits and pieces. Looks like a foot, and a couple of bars, nice powder coating, very matte, very evenly done, very nice. The rack for the various incline positions. I keep putting this knife down. Which is actually 2 pieces. Very well packaged. So that's 2 plates for the incline positions. 4mm thick, 4mm thick. Again, really nice and really nice and sturdy. Looks like this is the seat adjustment. There's a serious amount of sellotape across everything. It's got a few holes there. I don't know. I'm hoping there's instructions in the other packet. that's that's probably what the other piece slides in and out of to get the seat angle adjustment. Cool. So that's the first package. Let's have a quick look at seat pad. That's in bubble wrap and a plastic envelope. That looks very nice. Quite thick. Quite nice and stiff foam. Yeah. Brass bushing inserts and everything screws in. All good stuff. Cool. Let's have a look at the other box. Okay, the second box, which I think if they were numbered is probably actually box number 1, but hey ho. These corner protectors are on all 4 long corners as well. They were on both boxes, so that's really nice to see. That will no doubt help with some of the less careful handlers. DHL was the courier, if anyone's interested, which I was pleased about because they tend to be pretty good. They're certainly pretty good round here. Yeah, always been very happy with them. So that was also good to see. Now what have we got? Lots of sellotape. Right, oh, there we go, as I was hoping. Instructions. It's like a seat pad. Very nice. So there, bits of extra packaging, and then loads of bits of metal. Oh yeah, nice. Handle for lifting the one end, and then there's wheels at the other end, make it nice and easy to get around. A couple of pads for the foot ankle anchors. Nice touch there is the like leatherette tubes with drawstrings to pull that in. So in theory, I guess the internal foam can be replaced, and you can keep the covers on anything you replace it with. So that's a nice touch. Right, a couple of big pieces now by the look of it. Box of bolts, I'm guessing. This is, I'm really pleased with this. This is a very sturdy piece of kit. Alright, I'm guessing that's going to be perhaps the seat rest. I know it's a piece anyway, it's got Mirafit and the logo and cut out. It looks like that's been, I don't know, looks like it's been laser cut or something because it's very fine. And it's a good, thick, sturdy piece of metal, as they all are. Alright, another one. Hopefully I'll find out how these all fit together. Right, here we go. So that's the base with the wheels. So the base going like that, and then you use the handle to tilt it, and it comes onto the casters. So you can move it around, which I will be doing. So that's nice. And then the final piece is the main lump of metal that everything basically hangs off. Cool. And in terms of unboxing, that's basically it. Okay, so in the box for bolts and everything, were all the bolts and everything, which is very nice. The instructions are there. So very quickly, the instructions are basically that, a diagram with numbered bolts and parts, and the really nice thing is all the bolts come in bags with numbers. So that's a nice touch. Just makes sorting all that lot out quite a bit easier. Okay, so a little bit of an issue. Not a disaster, but just a little issue. On the back adjustment plate here, on one of them, on the top hole, if you can just see, there's just a little burr of metal there on the hole. It's just stopping the bolt going all the way through. It'll go through on the thread because the thread will fit on that burr, but as soon as you get to the end of the thread, the bolt won't progress any further. And I think this certainly, it looks like it could be stainless steel, which is dead hard. So I'm probably going to have to live with 2 bolts on it for now until I can get a circular file that I can get in there and just get rid of that little burr. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it with anything other than a proper file, because this is going to be dead hard. So minor issue, not a disaster, but just something worth pointing out. Right, it's now 10:30 at night. It took me half an hour to put all the metalwork together. It then took me an hour to get the seat pad on. Yeah, an hour to get the seat pad on. And I've been messing around for another hour with the back pad, and I've given up on the last screw. You see, there's 1, 2, 3, none, because that hole just does not line up. So the hole in the steel, there's just absolutely no way to get both of those screws in down there. And I can't even like re-drill it in the wooden base because there's a brass insert, or it looks like brass anyway, in the wood for the screw to buy it into, which it works, you know, really nice on these. They're very tight, but it's well over a millimetre out on that last, well, on them last 2 bottom holes. They're at least a millimetre too wide, So there's just no way to get both those screws in, which is a bit of a downer. Everything went together really nicely, really easily. I'll talk about the seat pad tomorrow. I'm too tired now. It's 10:30. I'm getting up at 5:30 to go running. There's a problem with the instructions for the seat pad, the sequencing. If you follow the sequence, you just got no room for getting into the screws for the seat pad. So I had to take it all apart again and put the seat pad on first. And if the instructions had said put the seat pad on first, that would have saved me a full hour. And if the holes had lined up, that would have saved me another full hour, and the whole job would have been done in about 30-35 minutes instead of 2.5 hours. So that's frustrating to say the least. But anyway, it looks nice. I'm going to tidy up tomorrow. I'm frustrated and tired. Okay, so done. Mirafit bench. There was a few issues. I've managed to resolve them all eventually. The first thing is, like I've said on a couple of the other clips, the instruction sequencing isn't the best it could be. The seat section, much easier to mount the seats pad onto the metalwork before assembling the metalwork to the rest of the frame. Otherwise, it just isn't space, unless you've got tiny little 8-year-old fingers. And similarly with the main seat pad, the back, as it were, couldn't get the last bolt in following the sequence of the instructions. Had to loosen everything off so that I could get the seat bolted to the frame, and it just would have been so much easier if the two metal runners underneath had been mounted to the seat, and then that whole assembly mounted to the frame. Everything would have just lined up so much easier. So if you find yourself getting one of these benches, just do that, just to attach the seat pads to the metalwork before you assemble all the metalwork. In the end, it took me 2.5 hours or something, and 2 of those hours were just wrestling with trying to get things lined up, trying to follow the instructions, when I should have just been a bit smarter about it. The other thing was, as I pointed out, one of the holes in the kind of ladder frame for holding the seat at the different angles wasn't drilled right through properly. There was just a tiny little bit of metal that was left there. I couldn't get my hands on a file, but I just managed to knock it out with a cold chisel and a hammer. So that was also resolved. And here we are. We have the final assembled thing. It's actually very nice. It's really comfortable. It's really that was the tumble dryer. Yep, it's really comfortable. It's really solid. It's got a good deal of weight to it. I think it weighs about 30 kilos or something. And it's just really, it is actually really nice. I'm very happy with it. So in terms of adjustability, obviously fully flat. And just so you can see, I'll run you through. Now this, the support arm, whether you want that swinging or remaining stiff, you just loosen this bolt off if you'd rather have it freely swinging. So we have that full flat position. We got there, there. To almost vertical. What's that? Must be 85, 87 degrees. So that's really nice. And also, of course, decline, which is nice for decline presses. Obviously also when you're at an angle like this, you're going to slip off, so we've got a mechanism here for changing the seat angle on several different positions so that you're well supported and you're not going to be sliding off. And it's very nice. It is very comfortable. The back width is just about right. Probably, if anything, maybe it could be a little bit narrower, but no issues really with that at all. So for moving about, it's got a nice grip handle down there and the two casters down the other side, and it rolls very nicely around. Also, which is great for me, well, one other thing on our camera, just one other quick thing, this foot pad moves about, so that's nice for bits of adjustment. So allow that to flat, and it will quite happily stand. So that's really nice, because that's basically how I'm going to be storing it against the wall, just to give myself that bit of extra floor space when I'm not actually using the bench. So there we go, Mirafit M3 I think, flat incline decline bench. Very happy.